What up, though? And welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk, brought to you by Detroit Lions on the Prowl and Lions Nation Unite. It's your boy Curt Steele. Today is Tuesday, March 15th, 2022. On deck for the show, we give you the latest and greatest Detroit Lions news and rumors. Looking at the very cat-friendly deals Tracy Walker signed yesterday, Coach Mike looks at how Alex Anzalone returning to Detroit affects that linebacking core going forward. And LL asked the question, what free agent should the Detroit Lions target next? But before we get to all that, man, let me bring in my fellas on the crew for the show. First up, y'all know him, man. He is the ladies' pet, the men's regret. You ain't seen nothing yet. Man, he is the player from the Himalayas. My man, LL Okudah. What's up, my dude?
What's up, Proud Nation, and good morning.
And y'all know who he is, man. He is the boxing pride of Jackson, Michigan. No, he is not Machine Gun Mike Jones. That's somebody else, man. But it's who?
Mike Jones. Who is Coach Mike Jones? What's going on, Lion fans?
Let's get this thing started
right now.
Let go.
It's Detroit Lions Talk, baby.
We're going to get up, and on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Yes, sir. We in the deep.
Welcome back, folks, and all these free agent signings going on across the NFL. Curt, let everybody know what the Detroit Lions was doing in free agency.
All right, fellas, man. Y'all know yesterday was a pretty slow day for the Lions. This is bringing back some players in the fold, but wow, 1-800-DISNERnomics has done it again, bringing back Tracy Walker to Detroit on a 3-year deal worth $25 million. If you look at that safety market, man, Detroit got a steal on that one. You got the two highest guys went for $45 million, and Quandre Diggs, the former line, went for $30 million. Another Reed went from the Texans to the Chiefs for $30 million for 3 years. So we got a really good cap-friendly deal in Detroit, bringing back the Tracy Walker. His cap hit was only $3 million for 2022. So let's take a look at the details from Spot Rack. Okay, for the first year, which is this year, 2022, his base salary is $1.03 million. With a signing bonus of another $2 million. That's where you get the $3 million cap hit for this year. His dead cap, if you cut him this year, which would be stupid because you just signed him, $16 million. So, but next year, his cap hit jumps up to $11 million, but he got that base salary of $8 million next year. So you look at it, you know, he's going to be more within the lines of the rest of the safety group, right? But you can cut him next year because the cap hit, I mean, for 2024, the cap hit is only $2.3 million. But for this year, his cap hit is only $3 million. Man, you look at and it's how we do it in Detroit. It's how Disney been getting it done. He front loads the deal, so you don't paying a lot up front. $3 million cap hit this year, only $10 million next year, which is not bad for the safety market. If you look at most of the top starting safeties in the league, they're averaging around $15 million a year, 12 to 15. And we're still getting a good deal because you look at this Quandre Diggs got $40 million for 3 years, and we only signing Tracy Walker for $25 for 3 years. I mean, you look at that, and for me, I know that, you know, Queen of the Proud, I was like, what's the sign? Resign with Tracy Walker. I'm like, Tracy Walker had a great year last year, and he's coming into his own in this defense. If you look at how he has thrived, led the team in tackles last year, he really had a good season last year, especially at the end of the year. When he really started to hit his stride, they start putting him more in the box where he was lighting people up. I mean, he was doing this thing in the box last year. So I think the Lions going forward, either you're going to add a free safety, which a lot of people, you know, asking for Marcus Williams, or you're going to add a free safety like Kyle Hamilton in the draft. So you get, if you look at those, if you pair Tracy Walker with Kyle Hamilton, that big, long, rangy safeties, man, you can interchange those guys, man. You don't know who's going to do what because of how they pair up together. What do you guys think about Tracy Walker coming back to Detroit?
Yeah, Tracy Walker, you know, I'm happy he got re-signed. I think he was a guy who was maturing into that player. I think the last player who was maturing into that player that we got rid of too early. He went to the Seattle Seahawks. The defensive end, I can't remember his name. He went to a couple Pro Bowls too.
Cliff
Talking
Averill.
about
I
Cliff
can't remember.
Averill?
Yeah, Cliff Averill. He was the last guy who was on the brink of maturing into a good player, and we got rid of him too early. So I'm glad we re-signed Tracy Walker, and it's only $17 million guaranteed. So man, Bob Quinn, Bob Quinn, he did do one good thing, and that was Disner. He got Disner here to work them contracts. And Fatty Patty did one good thing. He got Hank Fraley here. So you know what? At the end of the day, thank you, Quintricia, for Disner and Hank Fraley. That's all you did, but thank you for what you did.
Yeah, definitely with that.
Some good points, Mike.
And Diggs was just maturing into the role that he's in now in Detroit, and Fatty Patty didn't like, it was that my way or the highway type of mentality. Yeah. So they shipped him out to Seattle, and he became what, a 2-time Pro Bowler out there in Seattle. What you got, my man,
LL? Every time we get to talking about Patricia and Bob Quinn, I just get so glad that they're not here no more. Y'all just don't know.
Make your heart sing, right?
Right, man. But no, them were some good points. I really like that spin that you put on it. Another good thing, I guess, that we could probably say that they gave us in this case would be Tracy Walker. I'm glad that he re-signed here. I wanted that to happen. They even got him on a better deal than I ever imagined. I was thinking maybe like around 9-10 a year. So, thanks for that. Around 10-ish a year, but it's right around there. But thanks for coming back and I guess willing to be a part of this building thing. That kind of makes me anxious for the next contract. I believe he's gonna blossom. Of course, with our DC and then our defensive backs coach, I really think he's going to take a big leap. So yeah, shout out to those guys on re-signing Tracy Walker.
Now here's a one point that kind of is getting missed in this re-signing for Tracy Walker, right? Besides Matthew Stafford, right? We have for the last few years we haven't cultivated our homegrown talent. The guys that we've drafted, we've kind of moved on from them or shipped them out somewhere else. Think about this: we could still have Quandre Diggs and Tracy Walker and Darius Slay all in the fold together at the same time. What did the last regime do? Ship them guys out. But we actually re-signing Tracy Walker is helping us keep our homegrown talent in house. And I think it was a shame that they shipped those two guys out, even though they were on their second contract in Detroit. It still was a homegrown talent. They re-signed them to ship them out. That's what they did, to be honest with you. And they didn't like their personalities. It didn't mesh with theirs. But, when you get rid of everybody and you stand in the room and you don't know nobody, that means something may be wrong with you. And not
right.
wrong with the people that
around. That's a lot of talent. That's a lot of talent, Curt.
Just think about that. We could have those three guys could be in that back end of that secondary together. And we could have something special right now. But think about this. We got Amane Royer coming back, say had his best year last year. We can cultivate that homegrown talent, keep him in the building, and add around to some of those pieces as well. Quick question right quick before we move on. I'm going to talk about this yesterday, but your boy is changing his number again, man. He's going from 23 to 1. What do y'all think about Jeff Okudah changing his number to number 1? My thinking is, boy, you ain't lived to a number 1, so you better take that. You better go back to 23. But what y'all think about that?
I don't care. Good for you. Play like maybe that's going. Push him. Right? Yeah, that's exactly. Maybe that push him to where we think he needs to be. Whatever. I don't care. You look good. You play good. You need his number back to play how you want to play.
Maybe take him back to his Ohio State days, or make him even better than he was at Ohio State.
Yeah.
Man, you know what? Darius Slay was 23 too, wasn't he?
He did the same thing as far as those first two numbers. Both started at 30 and went to 23.
I don't think he
was 23 in Detroit when Slay got
right. Well, he hasn't lived up to Darius Slay or Chris Houston, so he can go to number 1 because we ain't really had no good number 1s.
Chris Houston, he about as good as Chris Houston.
Chris Houston at least had those 1 or 2 years where we're like, okay, Chris Houston. Okay, yeah. So he ain't had that yet. So He can get number one because we ain't had no standout number one.
Jerry Jacobs was talking about switching to 23, but I think if his fans said, "Man, stay at 39. We like you there."
Yeah, that's that pit bull number.
Yeah, I like that 39 on him. All right, so hey, if you like this content, like the video, share the video, comment on the video. You know how we do it. We pick 6 of those things and we read them on the next show. Speaking of that, the family discussion topic for today is your thoughts on Tracy Walker staying in Detroit. That's the family discussion topic for today. So comment on that. Let us know your thoughts on the re-signing. Drop it down in the comments. And you never know. One of your comments may end up on the next show. You know how we get down right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. My man, who is up next talking about Alex Anzalone coming back to Detroit on a 1-year deal worth $4 million. What you got, Coach John, on Anzalone?
Yeah. You know what? As I had time to reflect last night on this deal, I was kind of like, it kind of made my face, curl up a little bit. But thinking about it, man, we really don't have no experience at linebacker. I'm talking about game experience. We have Curtis Bolton, we have Josh Woods, we got Derek Barnes. So I mean, there's not really a whole lot of experience there. So signing him does make sense from that aspect. But I just hope that signing him doesn't mean that we're not going to sign Jalen Reeves-Maybin. Because Reeves-Maybin, if you guys don't remember, I was there. I was front row. I remember, well, not front row, but Reeves-Maybin was the signal caller to our best defensive game we had last year against the Arizona Cardinals. Mm-hmm. So, take it for what it's worth. I just hope that this signing doesn't have implications on the Jalen Reeves-Maybin situation, because I believe Alex Anzalone will thrive more in the 4-3 outside linebacker scheme than playing inside linebacker in the 3-4, because him playing inside linebacker in 3-4, he's not a downhill guy. And the defense, man, you got to be downhill type of player to be an inside linebacker in the 3-4, and that's just not him. He's more, a weak side linebacker in the 4-3, which I think, if they put him there, he'll have a little bit more success. But I just hope that Reeves-Maybin is not left on the back burner, man. So what y'all think about that, man?
Now, I will say this about Alex Anzalone. I think he will be better out in the outside a will linebacker out there in the 4-3 defense. I like the re-signing. You got him for the low because it's up to $4 million with incentive, so it's not a $4 million base contract. So this did it again. I think I have some of the details right here. So his base, he got a 1.03 signing bonus, probably the same as Tracy Walker. His base salary is looking at $2.25 million. With a 1.75 guaranteed, he can get another up to 1.75 million in playing time incentives. So, and achievements. So, and a $500K in the active roster bonus. So, it breaks down to where it's not quite $4 million; it's up to $4 million. So he has to earn it up to $4 million. So this is an incentive-laden contract where it makes sense for the team, where he doesn't have another guy sign on the low, doesn't have a big cap hit. But my thing with Alex Anzalone is you bring a guy back who's familiar with the defense, right? He can mold. He's a locker room guy. He fits this system where he can preach Aaron Glenn's philosophies and that nature, and he can help mold some of these younger linebackers. However, here's my thing. I like the move because of one thing. I want to build through the draft, and you can't build through the draft if you only have young players, right? You have to have some veterans on the team to kind of help those younger players along. So I want to build through the draft, get younger. You keep some foundational pieces. That's what all the Lions did yesterday. They signed some depth guys and some foundational pieces, right? We want to build this team through the draft. If that's the route that we're going, and people are all in up, we didn't sign this guy. We got money to spend. But if we're building through the draft, you build through the draft and you add those big pieces on later on. I understand the vision, what these guys are doing, and Alex
Mhm.
Anzalone is a part of that vision. Not saying he's a great player, but he's a locker room guy, and he can preach the system that Aaron Glenn teaches. What do you got here, LL?
I'm right along with you. That's what I thought. I wasn't really the biggest Alex Anzalone fan last season, but as the season went on, he kind of found his place. Like maybe not necessarily, as much on the field time and in certain situations, but he proved to be, okay here. I like it, like strictly for depth. I believe we're going to end up taking a middle linebacker or inside linebacker in this coming draft. So he'd be there to help mold them and to stick around just for the time being and, play whatever role that they need him to play. I didn't think he was that bad for us last year, and I'm glad he's coming back.
Yeah, he wasn't that bad, man. He just mainly a coverage guy. If he sticks to the coverage, I think playing that weak side linebacker, he should be all right, man.
Yeah.
And my bad. Just
oh no,
and his deal is cheap enough that we might, if we want to, if the plan isn't necessarily to draft a linebacker or to draft one in the later round and develop them, we still go out there and get one of the better free agent middle linebackers out there if they want to come here.
Hey, we better be drafting linebacker. But if you like this content, subscribe to the channel, click that like button. Help us get this content out to more Lions fans like yourself. We on that march to 4K. Help us get there, man. And what's up on the tab next, Curt?
All right, so you know what you're saying, man. Hey, go over and check us out over in Lions Nation Unite, man. You know how we get down over there. It is the ultimate virtual hangout for Detroit Lions fans. And if you want to get yourself some gear, go over to fanatics.com. They have a great sale going on right now. Links in the description. A portion of the proceeds, a small portion, go to help us grow the content on this channel. And go over to lionsontheprowlshop.com. Get yourself some Prowl Nation gear right over there and support the channel, man. We really appreciate that right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl, man. And LL, man, he's got a question for the panel, man. What you got for us, man?
Well, I guess my question for you guys is, of course, with all this free agent talk, yesterday being a kickoff of the free agent period, even though nobody can sign officially just yet, but lots of movements and things like that. We made some pretty decent moves of our own, re-signing our own guys, but it's a lot of other guys out there. So my question is, what free agent moves or what free agent should the Lions target next? I'll lead off with just, a couple that I believe, or one of them that I believe. It's a lot of rumors swirling around about we're targeting Marcus Williams. I don't necessarily mind that, but if we are targeting a player like Kyle Hamilton's draft, that may not be the best move. But to me, the target or the free agent player that's out there that I want us to maybe try to shoot at is he's a wide receiver. It's thankfully none of the ones that went yesterday on those kind of deals, but maybe a player like DJ Chark Jr. He played decently in Jacksonville over his career. Maybe with some better quarterback play, he may have better numbers and may have better, a better career in some people's eyes. I think he's been solid, extremely solid under the situation that he's been in. But I would like for the Lions to target wide receiver DJ Chark Jr. What about you guys?
That's a good one, man. You know what? With the re-signing of Tracy Walker and hopefully him moving down closer in the box, I wouldn't mind Kyle Hamilton, just not at 2. I wouldn't mind Kyle Hamilton playing that free safety role, because as a free safety, you don't have to be a burner to be a free safety, because you're already so far away from the ball. You got you got a head start.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't mind him playing that position. But Marcus Williams is a guy that interests me a lot, just because he knows the scheme, he knows the system, he knows Aaron Glenn, Dan Campbell. He's familiar. He's going to be a guy who can come right in. He's not going to really take time to adjust and kind of have those ups and downs. He's a guy who's a veteran who can come in and just kind of take the reins at that position and know the back end of the defense. And that signing, I think, would wrap it up. I think with that signing, our back end will be wrapped up. With Amani Warrior, with all the cornerbacks that we have and the safeties, I think that we will be good, man.
Okay, I feel you on that, man. I'm just kind of looking around what positions of need that we have on this roster. Um, yeah, I'm looking at definitely linebacker. Let me make sure I get this guy's name right that I'm looking at. He's the middle linebacker coming out of Arizona. Let's see, make sure I got this guy. Jordan Hicks. That's his name. Jordan Hicks, middle linebacker.
Yeah.
Kind of got pushed out of the fold out there in Arizona. Who's signed all the damn? They draft every linebacker. I think they've drafted linebacker like the last 3-4 years. I mean, and if you look at this at what we need, I'm just looking at this guy, man. He is a very good linebacker. He was like second on the team in their scheme last year. I mean, the guy is 29 years old. He's 6'1", 236. But he's one of those guys, man. He's you can sign him for the low. He's not a top, tier guy, but he's one of those guys that he can definitely, as far as this year, you can kind of sign him on a 1-year prove-it deal. And as we continue to get younger, he can be one of those staple pieces. Bigs put him in the mix with Anzalone and maybe Derek Barnes. If we don't draft him, we got at least got a depth guy right there in our system. But we put him at middle linebacker, and that keeps us. And I'm not saying that he's the guy that I want to have like right now, but to me, he's a piece that fits what we need. He's a needs fit guy, and you can, Dessert can work his magic with that contract and make it where we are not taking a big hit. He's not a huge name, but he's a solid player. One of the top tackling guys. The guy is a missile, and he can wrap guys up. So I like him. One of those guys that we can bring into the fold. He runs sideline to sideline. Go ahead and check him out, Jordan Hicks. And tell me what you guys think about him. So that's my guy who I think we can target. On the low. If you look at what Brad Holmes is doing, and I wanted to say this earlier, and no, we'll talk about it later. When we get to something else. But Jordan Hicks is one of those guys that I think he can be not a foundational piece, but he could be a rotational piece for us this year at middle linebacker and come in and play and, give us some help in the middle because we need it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. They're going to sign me in a minute.
and he might be another piece that we can get for a really, really, really good cap friendly deal. Anybody got anything else?
On the low.
Hey, Quinn, I'm 6'1", 255, man. Hey, come on, man. I still got a little bit left in me. No.
Yeah, man. I ain't messing with Coach Joe.
No, I said Quinn. I said Quinn because I know he'd make that move. No, I'm just playing with you.
He probably give you $8 million signing bonus.
Come on with it. Come on.
You got LL.
Oh no, that was it. I was just making sure you guys are good because, of course, now that we've wrapped that one up, we're heading toward very, 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 Kurt's favorite spot of the show, and that is the comment cards. But before we get there, if you like this content, share this content. Tell people about us, man. Send them the link. If you are getting down with us, leave us comments. We'll read them on the next show and things like that. Just join the family. Do all the things that's necessary to be, one with us. Join the Prowl, as we say here. But again, going right to those comment cards, leave us comments. We pick 6 7 going to the next show. So kick us off with that, Kurt.
All right, we got Clayton Hisler. Says that Hisler? Make sure I say that right. Because it's Hisler. I don't want to say it the wrong way because that'll sound like something else. All right. We don't want either one. Not saying we don't want either one. I don't know about that. Because I sure would take.
Speaking about Watson or
Willis.
I don't think we're in the position to take either one of them. That was my position. I don't think we're in the team's not in the right position to take either one of these guys right now because I think we have so many other needs to fill. But I mean, hey, you have your opinion. You don't want either one of them. I don't know about that. But you don't
right.
Speak for yourself.
Man. Speak for yourself.
Man, I don't speak for this, brother.
that last name. No, maybe that would. Okay, never mind.
Right.
Go ahead, LL.
Well, I see what you did here, Curt. Randomness 420 says, I would trade Goff and 2 first-round picks we got from the Rams. Watson would make the Lions finally great. I'm along those lines. Look, man, you heard they talking about the Panthers are going to make an aggressive run for them. We've seen some of these deals. We've seen what it took for the Rams to get Stafford. We've seen what it took for the Broncos to get a quarterback like Russell Wilson, things like that. So we're gonna have to send at least a fair enough trade. And some of the options that I said, it could go picks and players or just strictly picks. I think we got to make a run at them though.
Yeah, I feel that, man. Jeffrey Inglesby says, even if, and I mean if we were to get Deshaun Watson, wouldn't we just end up being the same old Lions again?
No.
No. Hell no. Who's he going to throw the ball to? What about the defense? Sure, maybe we can score a bunch of points, but in the end, if you can't defend, it's all for nothing. Stick to the plan, draft for defense, and then see what's up in free agency. Peace. You know what? I see what he's saying. I know what you're saying, but you're forgetting that like the draft is deeper than just those first round picks. You know what I'm saying? I think we got 10 picks, right? In this year's draft.
Like
so yeah, so we, even if we traded away the 2 ones that we got this year, we still got 8 more picks in the draft to address, the receiver and the defense. So I feel what you're saying because we threw money at people who didn't deserve it. But for one thing, Deshaun deserves it. 2, Deshaun changes his franchise, and 3, we still got 8 picks left, man. Come on, Jeffrey.
You know what?
Hold on, man. Let me
see, man. I was just gonna give my man Mike some props because I ain't even got to say all the stuff I was gonna say.
Oh, okay then. Yeah, I thought you was about to give it to him. Right. Official Savage says, hopefully we don't get either. Willis is overrated. Well, I can kind of get that. Watson is overpriced. It's too overpriced. I don't know about that one. You think about the deals that the quarterbacks are getting right now. Deshaun Watson's his contract now is a bargain to what the quarterback market is right now because he signed his deal a couple years ago. Think about this: would you rather have Kirk Cousins, which is getting $35 million next year, or Deshaun Watson? Deshaun Watson's he's making less than Kirk Cousins up there in Minnesota. Deshaun Watson's contract is now becoming a bargain compared to what the quarterbacks are getting this year. Watson, if you look at Watson's numbers, Watson is a crazy threat. He can run, he can throw. That dude is good. I mean, I ain't talking about the off the field stuff because people gonna have some issues with the off the field stuff, and I understand what you're saying. But if we're looking at purely on the field, Watson is a baller. I mean, straight up baller. I mean, if you look at his man, and Houston screwed that up. I don't know what Bill. Bill O'Brien. I don't know what you was doing, but you and Fatty Patty are single-handedly two of those guys that can destroy teams in a blink of an eye. All right.
Man, did they? Marshall, and a good point. Once again, Curt, you saying all the good stuff, man. I ain't got to be upset with nobody this morning. Marshall Sumner says, trade for Watson? No. The Lions will have to give up too much draft capital, and it would be like Stafford years again. Talented QB, but can't do much for him. So the Lions would be middling team drafting or draft Willis. I don't know what that means. Only if he falls to the Lions' second first rounder. Probably won't happen because QBs always get taken high. It's just the nature of the position, but you never know what happens in the draft until it happens. That's not always what happens. Lamar Jackson was the last pick in the first round. There's been plenty of great quarterbacks who didn't go high up, so I ain't really trying to hear that. And
what's his name? Patrick Mahomes. They traded back up in the first round to get Patrick Mahomes as well.
Right.
So
I want to lean on what brother Mike said, and We got other picks, man. That's the thing that I just don't understand. We're going to have to give up all these first-round picks. We still have other picks, and maybe I just have too much faith in our front office already. But I honestly feel like no matter where we end up picking in this draft, we're going to get a player that can come help us. So first round, second round, whatever it is. Look at all the teams that trade, that haven't taken a first round player in the past however many draft or haven't taken very many players in the first round and still make a playoff and just do all of these great things. So that's just the point that I want to drive home with you people. It's not all about the draft picks necessarily. There's other picks that are additionally.
Yeah, I feel
you. Yeah. You know what, Curt? Did you pick these comments, man? Because
he sure did.
I don't know what the hell is wrong with. I don't know what's wrong with y'all, man. Y'all tripping today. Kazoo man, Kazoo man, whatever your name is, man, is Watson better than Goff? Oh my God, man, I don't know what the hell wrong with y'all today. Man, y'all cranky today. I mean, I don't understand what the hell is going on. Is Watson better than Goff?
They got started early with their St. Patrick's Day celebration.
Man, oh my Lord. I can't, you know what? That's all I got to say. Man,
well, I don't really understand the whole point of bringing up Goff in any of this, other than talking about our starting quarterback position. But everybody, at least I feel like everybody should be wanting somebody new. Anyway, thank everybody for those comments. Great comments. Of course, leave us comments throughout the show. We'll pick 6 of them to go on to the next show. So we're sliding from there, from Curt's favorite segment of comment cards to everybody's favorite segment, and that is the Dessert with your man Curt. What you got for us today?
Dessert with your man Curt is brought to you by Delightful Bites, custom cookies and desserts for any occasion. If you like how they look, you'll love how they taste. Go over to Delightful Bites on Facebook. If you don't get down with Facebook, you can email her directly for your orders, delightfulbites18@gmail.com. Both of those links are in the description. Delightful Bites. Get your cookie on. Now, here is my greatest move yesterday by the Lions. The Lions did not make any crazy deals despite having cap space. Because if you look at some of the exorbitant deals that happened yesterday, man, I'm going to tell you right now, whoever Christian Kirk's agent is a Hall of Fame agent.
He get a hand clap from me.
Big old, I mean, and you look at how the Jacksonville Jaguars, they kind of opened up their purses yesterday. I hope it works out for them because they signed a whole gang of players yesterday. But if you look at what happened last year, the same thing kind of happened last year. Brad Holmes kind of sat on his hands, let the market kind of dictate of what his needs were. He went out at the end of the first day, beginning of the second day, brought in Jay Swag Daddy. You know what I'm saying? Jamal Williams came at the end of the first day, beginning of the second day.
Jay Swag Daddy.
You know, so if you look at that, I like the fact that Brad Holmes is taking his time. I know I got money to spend, but I'm not going to mortgage my future either in the draft or right now because of the fact that I'm building something and I need this money going forward because you're going to have some contracts come and due, right? You're going to have TJ Hawkinson come and due. You're going to have DeAndre Swift come and due here and Amada Rourier come and due. So they want to roll some of that cap space over to the next couple of years where they want to cultivate some of these young talents and keep some of their homegrown pieces in-house. Right. You know, you're going to have some deals that's going to be coming up. So you want to make sure that you have enough salary cap, roll it over to make sure when the future deals that you want to sign, you can to keep some of your homegrown talent and then add a free agent piece here or there that's going to be a bigger piece. They're going to build this team through the draft, get younger, and then add pieces on later on. If you can't do that, if you all out here willy-nilly, you know what I'm saying, like you in the Gucci store, just buying up stuff, you know what I'm saying, like them ladies on the video and fighting in the store because somebody want to spend some money they ain't got, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, you know, this ain't, you know, and no shout out to anybody, you know, no, I mean, this ain't county check time. We want to keep our money low.
Right.
You know, we know it's tax season. You know that money, you know what I'm saying? You know that money burning a hole in your pocket, but you just can't go out there blowing it. Save it for the future. I think what what we call a generational wealth. That's what we're trying to build here in Detroit. And Brad Holmes just said, I want to build that generational wealth of players right here in Detroit.
Right.
So he didn't go out and spend a whole bunch of money and go crazy, balling out of control, you know what I'm saying, buying Louis and Gucci. You know what I'm saying? What he would go do? He went over to Marshalls, he went over to TJ Maxx, and he spent his money wisely.
No, he hit the Polo outlet. He hit the Polo outlet. He getting it at a good price.
Yeah, he went to City Trends.
City Trends. City Trends. That's a little low. He's having a fun that, but not the Browns for not spending us going out there and just breaking the bank yesterday. It was just a great. I think it's great. It shows great restraint, and it shows a smart acumen of what he wants to do as a general manager in Detroit. All right, with all that being said, that's your dessert with your man Curt, brought to you by Delightful Bites. Delightful Bites, get your cookie on. All right, so it's time to go ahead and take a walk on over to that wall of fame, baby. All right, first up in the bronze members, we got my man John Kapler. We got Brian Stover hanging out, the Flintstone Jimbo G, Shano the Insano, and the king of everything, because he's the everything king. In the silver members, we got Jason Portis, Batman of the 313. We got Mr. Scotty the Bear, the Frenchman, baguettes and all that. And Shannon Peck rounds out the silver members section. And our gold members, which we have our gold members meeting tomorrow, Wednesday, 3 o'clock. We got Mr. Reliable Michael Huck. He's always in the building. The tornado blowing through always out there in Utah. Mr. Lionor the Hopeful is in the building. Randall Flag 606, Miles Gibbs, just in the D, and the Doctor, Dr. Detroit. He is always in. To become a member of the Wall of Fame, click the Join Now button down in the description. And don't forget to follow the crew on your favorite social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. The links are right here on the screen. So go ahead and check us out right there on your favorite social media platforms, man. You know, you get a little glimpse of us behind the scenes on those social media platforms. Now it's time for final thoughts. My man LL, what you got, my dude?
Well, I want to make a comment about City Trends. I prayed that there wasn't no City Trends. Years ago, I went there. They had hoop shorts for like $5 or something real cheap. I'm like, man, hell yeah, I went there and grabbed a whole bunch of them, got home, and they ain't had pockets. So I'm hoping that that's not what we did. But I had at least in my head a rant plan for just those who keep saying don't take Watts and keep building. That's fine. I'm not gonna go all the way there because I don't really care about it no more. But when I first read some of those things that y'all was saying, it really just perplexed me. I just don't really. It's the thing that I want to focus on is stop saying that everything makes us the same old line. That's gonna be y'all's thing to try to like scare people away from it. Oh, if you do that, you're gonna be same old Lions. Don't do that, you're gonna be same old Lions. Shut up. Like that's not how it goes. Getting a quarterback like Deshaun Watson would not be the same old Lions. Doing some of these things that some of these people are suggesting does not make us the same old Lions. Another thing that I want to I guess in the hopes of, or just to the side of trading for Deshaun Watson. Number one, he got to want to come here. So he may not want to do that. That may just squash all of this. But number two, Brad Holmes comes from an organization that will trade some shit to get some shit. So don't be surprised. Don't be surprised.
Okay. My final thoughts for today, man, is I'm just waiting to see the moves that Brad Holmes will make. Who he'll sign and what he has in store for the Lions roster. Will he address that Mike linebacker, in free agency, or will it be straight through the draft? Will he grab up one of those receivers, like you said, like a DJ Chark, or will he do it all through the draft and just go ahead and grab two receivers? So it's interesting, man. I just want to see where Brad Holmes' mind is, and I think in the next following week or two, we will see. We will definitely see.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, y'all know what it is. It's Two-Piece Tuesday down here in the South, man. You know what I'm saying? Like my man says, Coney, you get two Coney, Coney's for $1 or something there up north?
Yeah, $1 Coney.
Yeah, down here it's Two-Piece Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday. Whatever you get down for lunch, man, go ahead and enjoy yourself, man. For me, I'm so excited to see what's going to happen. It's like Coach Jones. I believe that the Lions are going to make some smart moves the next couple of days. They've already brought back some foundational pieces. You may see one or two guys come back on some other small deals, but they're being smart with their money, and they want to sign some players that are going to bring some value as they continue to build this team through the draft. And I think that's one of the best ways to build, because you can get guys that you really want and build them the way you want to build them if you get them young through the draft. It's kind of hard to build trying to change a guy if you bring him in free agency, because what's the saying? It's hard to teach an old dog new tricks, but you can teach them young cats a whole bunch of tricks coming out from the draft. You know what I'm saying? You can mold them and shape them to the players, and you can fit them to the system the way you want to build them through the draft. So I think that's what the Lions are doing right now. Hey, man, we appreciate you hanging out with us right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl for Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk. Man, if you're eating lunch right now, you know what you got to do. Them crumbs off your face, man. Finish your drink and get back to work, baby. And whatever you're doing in life, you got to sauce up. Ball out and be the best best person that you can be. This is Curt Steele for Detroit Lions on the Prowl. My man, Coach Mike Jones and LL. And we will holler at you real soon. We love you, Jim.